my history since then. Whenever she has things going on, she gets me involved. I also get involved based on what she's doing, and that is what my passion is. I came from a very poor background, less fortunate, from a society wherein the government don't give you anything. You got to either succeed through someone or by the grace of God. So, but somehow, God helped me and I made it. Today I'm going to be speaking to you on the importance of vocational education. Having had the opportunity to have gone through a vocational institution, which today have created a lot of opportunities. How many of you here have gone through some form of degree, 4 years, 2 years, and how many of you are currently working into that area that you earn your degree? I ask the question because many times some of us think that the only way of being successful is by having a degree. I understand that can help you, but it's not the only way. When I was born, my dad was in a vocational institution in a place called VWI. He was faced with a decision to step out of school and come back according to what tradition demands and take care of his family. Whereas my mom, being a woman, the society at the time demanded that she cannot have an education because all she was meant to be for, raise a family, have kids, and that was it. And yet, she knew the importance of education as well as vocational training. So when my dad was faced with the situation with pressure from family, she told him, you know what, stay in there, continue with that vocational training, graduate. I will try by myself, do what I can to take care of the pregnancy and raise this child until you come out of there. It was a tough decision, because at that point, family, everybody drew by and left over the burden. It's like, well, it's your call. But I can tell you, it was a tough one. In the process when I was born, my mom has to take me into the woods. I mean, she was not educated. She couldn't get a job. She couldn't even get a cleaning job to do because the first thing she was so poor and like nobody could even trust her to work on your home. But she never gave up. She felt the need to keep fighting, knowing fully well that it was a great cause that my dad was going for. So I was little, she said she used to take me into the woods, go and find some local fruits, bring it and come and sell, and then get the proceeds from there, get money and be able to take care of herself, And my dad, while he was in school, started teaching, and whenever he gets some money, he would come by and then go by again, and it was approximately like 150 miles apart because he had to go into a different city or what you call here a state while she was in another one. So that was pretty tough. But she kept fighting and trusting God. When I was a little bit where I could realize myself, I still used to go with her. She began to tell me, we gotta do this. Your dad gonna come home one day. When he comes in, he'll be okay. So she was climbing the trees. I saw her going through. I mean, she's a great woman and she has a really strong courage, and I see her as my hero today. She went through that. Finally, when my dad graduated, he came by. We were blessed and he got a job. And that changed everything just by having that vocational education. But in that process, he had a big vision. Oh, I want to graduate. I want to be an engineer. I want to go out here and do stuff. But having me at that point now stops everything. So I saw myself to some point as a burden to them. So his vision, his career, everything stopped because of me. But the good thing though, I'm very glad and honored that they both made the sacrifice to go for the vocational education. And today, he lives on that. That's the only education he has. But everywhere, he's a well-known man in everything he do today. And he's helping a lot of other people, but he's also helping to sustain themselves. Vocational education is the most sustainable way of building the capacity of an individual. I am an example of that. When my dad came up and we had a war process to, just to cut things short, it didn't go too well. And after the Civil War, it wasn't too good. And then when time came, there was some change. My father I have to send you to this institution when I graduated so you can go and learn vocational skills. So he didn't have money. We were very, trying to get back on feet after the war, putting scrap together, but they worked, make fun, and for 2 years, save some money just to get me on campus, just for the first semester. And my mom and dad say, you know what, we are trusting God that when we send you out there, at least with the first tuition, you're gonna be okay. There's gonna be an opportunity for you to continue. And sure indeed, when I got on campus, I mean, the first thing I got on campus, nowhere to stay, nowhere to hold because I couldn't afford the boarding fees, you know. And by believing God, I was going to be okay. And luckily, one of the administrators saw me. What are you doing here? I'm like, I came to school, but why are you in the dormitory? I'm like, oh no, I only have tuition just to get me in, but I don't even have a rent to stay in the house. I don't even have a means to go in the dormitory. It's like, okay, this is interesting. We have to let the principal know, and then the guy go like, you know what? Start with one of the administrators and see how things goes. So started living with this guy. You know, poking, and then later on he realized I could also cut hair. I don't know how you call that. So that was one of the skills that I had, which I learned from my mom. The fact that I was the first child for her, I had to learn how to braid hair, women hair. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to do everything a woman does, and also learn everything a man does. So it was a blessing for me when I get there, just doing that hair, cutting the instructor. They're like, oh, this guy got some skill. He doing this, that earned me extra cash. In the process too with me, then we had a situation with war on campus, you know, another war, you know. My parents being displaced, sending everybody out of the campus, I got nowhere to go, no home to go. My parents displaced, I don't know where they are. But one thing my mom told me, listen, no matter what happened, don't worry about it, we're gonna be fine. Stay on that campus, do everything you can to learn that skills. And when you're out of there, you're gonna be okay. By the grace of God, I stuck around, and after the first semester, in fact, I came out with a high GPA, and then I got a scholarship. So just by getting me out there from the first semester, the rest of it, I graduated out of there, had a scholarship. And when I graduated, even before graduation, I had a chance to start building homes for people. So that skill that I acquired from there, as a general, you know, building trades, helped me to be able to be in a position to also earn. Even I started building houses for instructors, so they saw confidence in me. But initially, when I went out there, it was not always just bread and butter. When they saw me, I was like, who is this guy? Can you do construction work? I was so tiny, you know, sorry to say, but when they look at me, I was like, do you think you can even lift up a block or something? Can you go learn how to cook maybe? I'm like, I want to learn construction. I know I can do this thing. And some of them were surprised in the class. I came up first. Everything I had myself into, I came up first. This was not because I was the only best person, because God had a destiny for me, and I saw that purpose, and I said I would chase it until finally. So graduated, and hopefully I got a job also with the UN as a contractor, United Nations. So which basically put me in a position to be the most educated person in the family from my whole generation, the person with the highest, who I ever earned the highest salary, and then by tradition, we have a collective culture. I have to also take care of my siblings, my parents. So I started bringing some of them, sending them to school. So I started taking the responsibility because my parents could not do it, you know. They just could not do it. It was war, they were everywhere. They were not even home. We had no home at the time. Well, it was a great opportunity, you know, that I saw, and I just believe that everything my parents did, the sacrifices, was meant for the great thing. And through the United Nations, the door opened. I went in as a contractor, and then I began employed from there. They're like, you know what, you've got a lot of skill more than just this thing. I mean, you seem to be a great leader. See, all those guys, sometimes you have the leaders come in and trying to find me. Where's the boss? Where's the supervisor? I'm out there, all those guys working, they can't even find me. And I'm like, oh, he's right out there. Oh, come on, you know. And it's like, you know what, how can you keep all these guys together? What we're gonna do, we're opening a new office, and we want you to be the administrator. So in that way, you have an oversight of all the whole region. I was like, wow. I don't have the educational background that requires that, having a master's degree or something, or even a BSc. But the man said, listen, you have more than what it takes. You have the will, you have determination to do whatever. Anything you put your hand in, it will be okay. But we will train you how to do the administrative part. So just from having the skills set me up to the position to be able to benefit for other additional training that came along with that position. And in 2012, I had the opportunity to migrate into the US. And when I came into the United States, I came with a purpose. I have a generation of people who are looking up to me. Not just my parents, but my community. my country, the background I came from, underprivileged, the homeless children, the orphans. I'm like, I gotta do something. When I came and got in Minnesota, I had a friend, in fact, who told me, come to Minnesota. So he invited me in Minnesota, but he didn't really tell me about the snow, though. So he said, come Minnesota, this is a great place. I know you love to do business, you love doing your own business, this is a great place. So I entered in Minnesota. When I hit the airport, I'm like, what's going on? How can this guy be having air conditioning all in this place? Not knowing it was just a normal weather. And then I asked the guy, I said, oh, sorry, no, it's just the weather. In fact, it is really too nice today. It's a nice day. I'm like, what? I can't even feel my hands like this is a nice day. Then I'm waiting to see the road. I better keep my bed. I don't have to unpack yet because I might be getting out of here soon. But then I learned in the process too. I realized that, what? Life, there are obstacles, challenges that come your way, but when you are persistent and fight, there's always a reward. So I developed the mindset, you know what? Minnesotans are great people. Because if you can go through these seasons of life, dealing with the snow, dealing with the summer and something, you can live anywhere. You know what? I like it here. So the attitude that I created helped me to adjust quickly. I was everywhere. I came up here like today, I started driving because with the U and I had an international license. I started driving all the place. Initially, it was kind of fun driving in the snow. After I was doing a 360-degree 1-2 turn, I was like, oh man, how does that thing do? I don't even know what to do, but I learned a lot. And I learned so much from living Minnesota. And you guys also helped me to be the person I am today. And I just take the place to be my home, and I love it. And I just say thanks to the great country for giving me the opportunity to be here. And today, I always try to give my support to this program had us involved with for so many reasons. The fact that I came from this group of people, children, which is reaching out to. Even though I'm here in the US today, I don't feel complacent. Sometimes people ask me, how are you not putting a lot of weight on, because you got everything right now? I'm like, no, I'm not there yet. I'm fortunate to be in the position today, but how many kids back home today who don't have the opportunity? I used to be saying like, oh, you know what, you can be nothing, you can't be anything, you can't even do this, you can't even do that. Because people don't see what is in you and what you're capable of being. Today, from our country, everybody look at, oh, he's doing great now, they know me by name, they say things only because of what I am. But I always love to identify with those kids who are there, those people. And I always tell people, even every time I'm eating, I always think about those back home. I got a series of organizations I'm also giving back to. Even health organization is one of those that will never have to do that. But in the whole process, one thing I want to leave with you today is to bring to your mind that we all were created with a true purpose. Regardless of where you are, what situation you find yourself, God created you for the purpose. When we look at the world today, God cannot give everybody the same thing at the same time. But the reason why He created the opportunity and gave it to someone, because He expects us to also pass on to other person and give them a helping hand. But I know today we are full of so many things going around the world, but let us not forget that we all were created for a purpose. Take care of our family, take care of other people out there, even the homeless, the needy, the widow, all those things. Those are things we were created for. They don't have it. So if God help us, the second thing, we got to make sure we never forget our root. That's the first thing we need to do when we come out, when God help us. Never ever forget your root or where you come from, because it's important. That is the foundation to your destiny. If you take that out of the way, you have a problem. 2, when you come out of there and you become successful, you got to go back. Give in so many ways. Help other people. And don't just think about you being like, oh, I made it. You got to go back. Partner with other people. If you can go there, help other people. Look out there. Know that you were fortunate to be in the position, but it does not mean that you are the end to everything. You were just created as another source that can reach out there to people. And that's why I love giving to United Distance Star, and whenever I do that with peace and honor. And once again, I just want to say thanks to Heather for the opportunity. I'm honored by it, and I'm always be available to help in whatever way I can. I'm also here right now. At this point, I have my own business. I have a construction business in Minnesota. I'm a licensed general contractor. So in 3 years, I told myself, I got to do something. In 5 years, I need to do this. Have a house, have a job, have an education I require. I was in a managerial position and came up here, I had to start from zero. I'm like, you know what, I like it because this is that if I really want to succeed, I got to fight. So I shouldn't see this thing as being a setback, but also as a first step for me to do the more I have to do. And I can tell you, in 2 years, I got into a college. I was so desperate. I told the people, I don't want to do anything. I just want to spend 2 years and get out of here. They're like, oh, wait a minute. Where are you going? I used to take 15, 16, 20 credits, and my boss would look at me, you are insane. Are you okay? I'm like, I just want to do that. I can do this. So one time he called me like, no, I can't allow you to do this. Tell me why I should allow you. I'm like, let's make a deal. Allow me to take this 20 credit. If I get a low GPA, don't let me do it again. And I did that. I came out with a high GPA. In fact, I graduated in the school, one of the highest honor. The first black person to also hold that award, So he looked at me and like, I don't know where you're from, but there's something different about you. I'm like, it has to be God, and the purpose in which he set me for. So in 3 years, graduated, got a house, and also started my business. Then beyond that, at this point, I'm also working with a lot of young immigrants to help them resettle because I learned a lot. It takes discipline, principle, and commitment to get this thing. And I'm glad today to be here, and I will always support. And I just want to encourage you, if you don't see any reason why you can make a life or impact out there, try helping, contributing towards whatever cause we have, Heather is doing or other people. And as I said, vocational education is the most sustainable way of building the capacity of an individual and even transforming a nation. Thank you.
Thank you.